Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as promised, I'm going to start going through some of the material that we'll need when we start to create this more advanced resume app for the AWD1112 Java Android programming class. I've gone over kind of an overview of the beginning of what we're going to do, and now I actually want to go through the first Balsamiq mockup example, which is called First Project. And it's under Tutorials Point. It's in other places too, just so you know, you can find it. Alright, so it says, let us create our first project in Balsamiq. Before we jump in, it becomes more important to plan the screens and page so that our efforts are focused. It is important that we do that, and hopefully you're going to see that when I walk you through what we'll do for the resume app as well. So it says we will walk through a company website as we go on creating the wireframes. The key word here is website. This example creates a website, not an Android or really not an app. All right, but I think it's important to go through this first so we can see how stuff ties together. So they're going to create a fairly simplistic company website. All right, and they say, okay, so we're talking about the concept, the planning phase. What do we do right now? It says we invest time to brainstorm what all the pages will, what pages will be present on the website and the contents of each. This is not at all a detailed document, just so you're aware of that. So we're going to have 4 pages. A home page, as it says, it'll have basic details, and it'll also have links to the products page, products and services page, I should say. The About Us, which is the vision of the company, all right, and the contact page. Product page will have a little bit of information about products. The About Us, a little history, and the Contact Us, the equivalent of a form. So, as it says in the next chapter, we'll see how to use Balsamiq to design these 4 pages. My hope is that one or more of you, ideally all of you, will follow along and will be doing this on your own as well. Again, I'm going to ask sooner or later, but I can't say whether it will be sooner or later because we just don't know right now, but that you will turn this in. So the author says, in this chapter we will discuss how to use Balsamiq to create the following 4 pages. The home page, the product and services page, the About page, and the Contact Us page. So I'm going to bounce back and forth between being in Balsamiq. All right, I want to between being in Balsamiq and actually this document right here. All right, so let's give it a start. I'm right here. I don't want this one up. So I've got a new project. It doesn't have a name or anything on it. All right, so for lack of better words, that's where I'm starting from. All right, so the author says to open Balsamiq Mockups installed on your computer. From the UI library in the Quick Add Control type browser. There's the Quick Add Control right there. Please watch right up here, upper right hand corner of the screen. They want us to type browser. Once we select browser, the control will be available in the wireframe area. All right, were we asked to put that in there yet? Perhaps not. So let's just get rid of it. I'll come back here and I'll type in browser again. All right. It says once we select browser, the control will be available in the wireframe area. Click on the toggle button Inspector to see the details of the controls in the right panel. In other words, I'm here. If I click over here, all right, so when I was here and I typed in browser, you can see it's asking which browser I want to use. Now let's do this. Let's just choose browser. That's fine. I can always get rid of it, but let's look over here. All right. In the inspector section, enter 0 as the positions for both X and Y. This will get the browser control to the corner of the wireframe space for better visibility. In the size boxes, all right, for the width, enter 1024, and for the height, enter 768. Okay? So the browser window, as it says there, will span through all wireframe space using the zoom option above the UI library. It wants us to set the zoom level Again, I'm not lying to you. It's been a while since I've looked at this, so let's see. They want us to set the zoom level to fit in window. As soon as I find it, that's what I'll be doing. Well, we want this to be set to fit in window. Right mouse clicked, lock browser, properties, transform. Not bad. Well, we're just going to leave it right now the way that it is. How's that? It says, once all of the above parameters have been set, we will be able to see the following screen. And it pretty much, at least, looks the way on here, the way that it does on page 5. Okay. In the white space below the address bar, let us create the header for the website. Okay. To start with a header, let us create a logo. In the wireframes, it is often sufficient to represent the positioning of the screen control. For instance, we will use the image control and name it as logo. In the quick add box up here, type image. The image control will be highlighted. Select it to have it placed in the wireframe area. In the properties dialog, enter the size. So enter a width of 139 and a height as 93. In addition, position the x-axis at 16, which it is, and the y-axis at 94. It's currently at 84. All right. Once done, we should be able to see the wireframe space as shown. Okay? Looks good to me. Beneath the image, for better understanding of the viewer, insert a label from the UI library and name it as Company Logo. From the Properties tab on the right, set the label size to 15. Well, here's a label. So I can just drag it. I could have done a lot of different stuff with it. So this will say company, whoops, I know when you double click on it, you can retype. Company logo, hit enter. There it is. And we want to set the font size to 15. Again, we can play with it here, and that's pretty well centered as far as I can tell. Okay? All right. Once done with this step, you should be able to see the image and text as shown. Now let us insert the title of the company. In a relatively big font, in the quick add box with the UI library, type title. The title with a big title text will be shown on your screen. Double click on the text to rename it and enter your company name. They literally want the text. Double click on it. Your company name. Now I'm on page 7 and I have gone 13 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this to 20 minutes, but I'd like to have each page be in its own lecture, so I'd like to keep going here. For the purpose of this tutorial, the exact X and Y axis is provided. You may drag the text to the position as you like. All right, they want X to be 626, and they want Y to be 107. Well, that's interesting. Because they want it over here. But for whatever reason, under the positioning, it doesn't like what I'm trying to do. So let me try this. First thing I want to do is I want to scrunch that down like that. Next thing I want to do is I want to move it myself. So it's right there. All right, that pretty much, in my opinion, looks the way that it does on page 7. says add a horizontal separator under the logo text. Well, did it tell us to put in logo text? All right, even though I said I was going to do it in one lecture, let's do it in two. I'd rather do it the right way. All right, so I'm going to go back and review this, make sure it looks the way it should look, and finish up this page. So I'll be back to do that in just a couple minutes.